What really happened to the giant Cloverfield monster at the end of Cloverfield Paradox? Did it rampage its way through the entire world and destroy everything in its path? Are there multiple Cloverfield monsters? Or in actuality, is it all the same creature from the very beginning? What is really going on here? If you're new to this story, all you need to know is a giant monster in 2009 woke up from the ocean and decided to tear its way through New York City. This thing was theorized to have been woken up due to an object falling from the sky into the ocean. A Tagruato satellite that basically fell due to this, people theorize it to be like an activist invasion, a breach into their facilities. And because it crashed down, it awoken this beast that went on a terror spree in New York until he was finally firebombed by the military and apparently killed. Now, is it really dead? I don't think so. In fact, there are reasons to believe it's not. There are reasons to believe that Tagruato took it and did further experimenting. Some of these experiments might have involved some of the other eggs, other Cloverfield monsters. Who knows? Then we get Cloverfield Paradox, which showcases a big-ass, giant Cloverfield monster that's a fucktillion times bigger than the original Cloverfield monster we saw. Now, J.J. Abrams has said it's the same creature. Yes, he said it's the same creature, but just after eating, it's grown to this categorical level of size. Arguably the largest kaiju we've ever seen, alright? Now, how big did this creature truly grow? And is it still growing? Truth is, we'll never know. It reached 25,000 feet. It possibly could grow larger. Now, the thing is, it needs food and energy to sustain this. It ate a lot to get to this point to begin with. In order to grow more and not capsize, it needs more food and energy. Here's the thing. This creature was far too big for our planet to sustain itself that way. Ain't no way, after annihilating your way through most of the western goddamn hemisphere, ain't no way you were living your normal life after that. This monster probably ran out of food, ran out of energy, and dropped dead somewhere. If I had to theorize, that's probably what happened. It probably dropped dead in the middle of the ocean and is now looking like this. The Celestial at the end of Eternals. Probably just in the ocean somewhere. It's fucking huge, bro. And it's just resting there, with whatever's left of humanity, just looking at it. Maybe even using it for experimentation, who knows? Now, this creature wasn't supposed to be that big. It wasn't made with the purpose to grow to that size to begin with. But shit happens. So we have to ask, okay, if it wasn't meant to be that big, then why? What happened? How did the original Clovy get to this timeline? Why did it grow so big, and what truly happened? When we look at the timeline of the Cloverfield franchise, it's an invasion. It's a two-wave invasion. Here is how the hierarchy works. You have the ground troops, which are these creatures shown in 10 Cloverfield Lane. You have the bioorganic ships, which suck in organic life that hasn't been killed off yet. You have who I theorize to be the alien overlords in charge of all this, who are in the ships and are leading this entire strategy, this entire campaign, this conquest. And then you have the Cloverfield monster, which is their original bioweapon, their first wave that's set to annihilate everything, and then they come in after that. So, here's how the theory goes. Aliens came down to Earth a long time ago and seeded different planets across the universe with these seeds, these eggs that carry the Cloverfield monster babies in them. They rest down there in hibernation. They will eventually be awakened. You have this thing called the Black Knight satellite, which is a popular conspiracy theory already. But this, which is actually seen in 10 Cloverfield Lane, this is like a beacon. They have one of these orbiting around the worlds where they've planted their seeds in that records and monitors the activity of their eggs. And once they go off, once the eggs hatch and the creatures go off and go berserk, that's when the aliens are sent a signal to come down and invade. The monsters are set to destroy everything, paving the way for these guys to come in and harvest the planet. All right, that's how the theory goes. Unfortunately, the particle accelerator from Paradox went off and split the timelines. So the aliens that were supposed to follow up as a second wave got sent to another timeline. So that second wave never came. We just had Cloverfield wrecking shop. They got sent to another world. So they got discombobulated. This whole invasion got discombobulated. This guy is where he's supposed to be. He is where he's supposed to have hatched and take out everyone in 2009. The aliens were supposed to follow, but they never did. They got sent to another planet. And this Cloverfield monster would eventually get zapped, because remember, the zapping of the timelines is like this, right? The aliens get zapped to another timeline. Clovy, after wrecking shop here, because when all these timelines get split, they're in different times on different worlds. So those aliens got sent to another world. Clovey, after wrecking shop here, got sent here. After wrecking shop and eating shit, got sent here. Zapped to the future of another timeline, months after he had already destroyed everything. Became this thing. Now, again, what did we say? J.J. Abrams, they're the same creature. Baby Clovey just ate a lot and grew to this motherfucker. So what happened to it? I believe in 2009, this guy went on a rampage, got fucking carpet bombed by everybody, right? In the 2009 timeline. Tagruato made a secret deal with the military to grab the body of the creature and to lie to the rest of the world, saying we've killed it. Lie to the world. Meanwhile, we're going to have this thing in a big-ass laboratory where we're going to test it, experiment on it, blah, 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 all that type of shit. This creature escaped. Maybe due to a break-in at a Tagruato facility by some other characters. Maybe that's where you could set up a nice sequel story. That would be a cool sequel. The escape of the Cloverfield monster and it growing and growing and growing until it disappears into another timeline. That'd be sick. That'd be a cool way to connect all the movies together. Just saying, Hollywood. After it escaped, it started eating its way through everything, growing until it ballooned up to this. A creature of categorical size. We've never seen anything like it. Then the particle accelerator went off, splitting the timelines, okay? So, the creature was here. The aliens that were supposed to follow the creature's reign of terror got sent to 2016, and the creature got sent from the 2009 timeline where it was supposed to be over here, the 10 Cloverfield paradox, where it grew in size in that time. Aliens were supposed to come and keep their monsters, their bioweapons, in check. They didn't want them growing too big. That would cause too much chaos. They were supposed to keep them at a good size, then maybe put them in some kind of hypersleep, maybe, I don't know how. They would preserve them somehow, but they would restore order to them. Maybe they used the green gas that we saw in 10 Cloverfield. Maybe that was made for these Cloverfield kaiju. These aliens were threatened by their own creations at one point. The alien overlords probably discussed amongst each other. We don't want these guys too big because they could fuck us up. They could fuck everything up. We need to keep them and rein them in control. So we're going to come down at a very specific time. That was the whole point of the beacon. That was the whole point of the Black Knight satellite. To record and monitor when the perfect time was. And because they didn't come down to maintain this, their creation died because it got too big. It got too big for their planet. It's dead because the timelines are split now. Everything's gone to shit. Now, that might be a good theory on paper, but there is one caveat that kind of ruins everything for me. And I hope I haven't blown your mind too much with this because I'm about to confuse the shit out of you even more. You guys remember this? Cloverfield fans saw this. I don't know how people even saw this, by the way. I don't know how people even... You had to be some tinfoil hat conspiracy theorist to be looking this deeply, alright? But this object fell. It was long theorized that this was a satellite of some kind. Satellite that fell, crashed, and awoken the creature after the Tagruato had done all their oil drilling. But Matt Reeves, the man himself, who is taking forever to get us Batman too, he says that at the end of the movie, that's actually Baby Clover in his meteorite crashing down into the ocean. That's actually the beginning of the baby being on Earth. And then he's awoken later by, I guess, Tagruato. So this would mean that he wasn't planted on Earth from the beginning, way back in the ocean in this timeline. He wasn't resting there to begin with. And then awoken, and then the timeline split. This would mean that the aliens didn't visit us long ago to plant them. That there are two possibilities here. They meant to send him somewhere else, and their method of sending creatures here is through meteor, through shooting a pod into the ocean. Either that, or these two have no relation to each other and are just creatures from different dimensions that split. Which might be the case, because in Cloverfield Paradox, that pathetic exposition scene, oh, you're gonna see demons from the ocean and aliens and all this stuff. It could be just that they're creatures from different dimensions that came, and they have no relation to each other. But fuck this. I have put too much work into this theory to have it ruined by Matt Reeves, okay? So here's what happens. Here's how we're going to retroframe this. I believe that the aliens shot down pods with these baby eggs in them. The problem is, Clovey's and the aliens got split from each other when the timeline split, alright? So Clovey got sent to 2009. And then we see the ensuing chaos that happened from that. Now, how the hell did he get to here? He would have eventually grown, but how did he get to the Cloverfield paradox? It's possible that they arrived at the 2009 timeline, but months into the future from their timeline. They landed later. where when Cloverfield was already going crazy, was already huge and destroyed everything else. That's possible. That's logically probably what occurred. But what happened to their world? Because in their timeline, you do see the shadow of a Cloverfield being as well there too, which people thought, okay, was this the 2009 timeline? It wasn't. This takes place in the future where there's like an energy crisis. So how many Cloverfields are there? Well, this whole franchise is so fucking stupid, man. But here. Here's how you square this. It's very simple. There were multiple eggs with Cloverfield babies in them. One got sent to 2009. He grew up. The crew from Cloverfield Paradox got to his world. One of the babies that was part of that hatchling group got sent to the other timeline. And the aliens that started it all got sent to the 10 Cloverfield Lane timeline. That's how it works. Nobody who made this stupid ass franchise knows what's going on. But I do. Fuck this franchise, man. It gets abundantly clear when you know that Matt Reeves, J.J. Abrams, and all these guys are saying things that conflict with each other. And you need schizos, coke addicts like me, to figure it all out. But I think I have. I believe I have. There's a chance that the Cloverfield monster and the aliens are not related at all. But I don't care. I've made it make sense. I've made this franchise better. Can we agree? Can you just give me some credit? And by the way, I don't deserve all the credit. People have come up with these theories before. I'm just collating them all together in one video now to give you a defining narrative of what's happening. And I think a sequel should focus on the aftermath of 2009, what happened to the Cloverfield monster who didn't actually die, according to J.J. Abrams, how he grew into the one we saw in Paradox, how he got there. And then maybe we can get a movie after that showing what happened to that world where he grew and destroyed everything. And what happens when the aliens come back, when they figure out, oh fuck. And by the way, there's also the whole aspect of all these different worlds have their own particle accelerator too. It's referenced in 10 Cloverfield Lane that Russia was working on something big. In 2009, you think Tagarato's not working on one of these? I believe that there's a particle accelerator in each world. And who knows if all of them get set off. Then we have the timelines come back or split in another way. And the aliens have come back. There's so many possibilities you can go with this. Instead, J.J. Abrams wants to use the Cloverfield brand name to get random scripts and add them in when they have nothing to do with each other. Fucking idiot. You need people like me to run this shit, man. It's just the truth. Fuck Hollywood, fuck this franchise, but I love it. Bye. Ladies and gentlemen, we are on a mission to take over Hollywood. But the army must keep growing. If you want to suggest video topics to me, or talk about your favorite movies or favorite film theories in a community with like-minded individuals, join the Zafy Discord now. Link is in the description and the comment section as well. Join us. This movement is just beginning. We're taking over Hollywood, one coke line at a time.